Buongiorno and welcome back. Today I'm making homemade meatballs and I'm going to cover them with fresh tomato sauce and lots of melted mozzarella cheese. That gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. So why don't we start, and I'm going to show you how to make the meatballs first. Now I'm going to start with 2 pounds of ground beef and 1 pound of ground pork. Now traditionally some recipes call for veal. I got a thing for baby cows, so I'm not using that. I'm just going to stick to this meat for now. You do as you like. I'm going to add 2 eggs, and I'm going to cut up some fresh bread in cubes. Now cut up the bread, put it in the bowl, add about a half a cup of milk or so, let it soak up. While the bread is soaking, I'm going to chop up some fresh parsley. All right, now we put the bread in it. We're going to do about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Clean and trim your garlic. And now you chop it all up. That looks good enough. Add it to it. Now we work on the spices. Some black pepper. Some salt. Be gentle with the salt because the Parmigiano cheese is going to make it salty already as is. Let's add some hot flakes. Now we add a 1/4 cup of Parmigiano cheese, and if it's for my wife, she's going to need about a whole cup. So basically it's up to you. So of course, wash your hands. Now comes the fun part. Mix it all together. Now, as you mix it, if you find it that it's somewhat still wet, you can always add some breadcrumbs or panko if you like. Mine came out quite good, so I'm going to leave it alone. Now, my favorite tool to make meatballs, or at least to shape them, is using the ice cream scoop. And as you can see, I have different sizes depending on what I'm doing. Today, I'm just going to use the middle one. The choice is yours. You can do it by hand if you like. By using the ice cream scoop, they all come out the same size. So all you need to do is just scoop in and put them away. All right, now that we got done measuring them, all you have to do is cup both of your hands, put the meat inside, and just roll. Make them into a perfect little ball. With just about 3 pounds of meat, I ended up with 36 meatballs. I am definitely going to use half of it now, and I'm going to freeze the other half until they're solid, and then I'll put them in a Ziploc bag and use them later, a week or 2 from now. They'll be just great, and I won't have to do all this work. We're going to cook these on a medium heat until they're all nice and golden all around. Now, while the meatballs are cooking, I'm going to chop up some garlic, because you can never have enough, and some onions for our sauce. Perfect. Now, if you noticed, I did not put any oil on the bottom of it because I choose to use ground beef with a little bit of fat in it, such as 85%. So I use the 85-15. So I think that that's enough oil or fat, if you will, to be able to cook these guys. You can see the meatballs are not quite done yet, but I'm taking them out so I can start working on the sauce. So I'm going to use the same pan with the same juices from the meat. And I'm going to put the onions and the garlic in it. Cook them until they're translucent. All the flavors have combined. We are ready for the tomato puree. So gently put it in. Definitely don't want to upset my ancestors, so use a wooden spoon and stir it all together. So we add some fresh basil, some bay leaves, some salt, pepper, and once again you stir it. and bring it to a slow simmer. Now, while I'm waiting for the sauce to get going, I'm going to wash all the dishes. And I guess this is a good time for you to go on a bathroom break. So see you in a few minutes. So welcome back. Now that the sauce is nice and bubbly, we're going to add the meatballs to it and let them finish cooking it. Now we're going to keep the sauce bubbling for about another 30, maybe 45 minutes. Make sure that the meatballs are cooked. So we'll see in a little bit. At this point, you can start getting rid of all the extra stuff like the bay leaves. Stir it up a little. Let's put some more Parmigiana cheese on it. Now we load it up with mozzarella. Cover it up and let the cheese melt. Now look at that. So I added a little bit of extra parsley, and the cheese looks all melted. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Now you can eat these over pasta, make it into a sandwich, or by themselves are great. So, I hope you like what you see. Subscribe to my channel. I have plenty more where this came from, and there's plenty of videos coming up. So I hope to see you soon.